Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you? I hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, it is a Freedom Friday. Yes, a Freedom Friday. So, if you've got something to drink, raise it now. It's white wine. It's a Australian Sauvignon, however you pronounce it. But cheers, y'all. Now, Freedom Friday usually means freedom, yes, and out and about and lots of drinky poos. But I've got loads and loads of things I've got to do today, including a cinema trip as well, which I'll report back up on later. But it's been a very, very busy, hectic, stuff-filled week. Just so much going on, and so many things I've wanted to talk about, but I've not had the opportunity. Some of you noticed I did a video a few days ago about my mate Martin losing his wife. Terrible, sad story. And I did a video sort of just talking about that and going through and paying tribute. And as many of you noticed, that video disappeared within about 12 hours of me posting it up. So prompting people saying, has it got taken down? Was it something you said? You know, the thought police, have they got in touch? Have you been censored? Well, it did get taken down by me, by yours truly, because although the majority of that video was about Martin and the circumstances and just a discussion about grief and that sort of thing, and but I allowed stupidly my own opinions to become a rant about totally unconnected things that are happening in the world today, especially in this country. So with hindsight at about, I don't know, 4 a.m, something like that, I thought, you know what, that wasn't fair. That was neither the time nor the place to get on my soapbox when it was about Martin and losing his wife Sandra. And so I thought, nah. So I took it down myself. So I know people have been saying, you know, what happened to that video? Well, now you know. But other stuff's happened this week. I've, as many of you know, I've not been working for over 2 years now. I took that fabulous redundancy package, which is now like threadbare because I've spent it all. Oh, don't worry, we're all right. But I've got to dip my toes back into the world of work, and so for the first time in decades, I applied for a job, and completely outside of my comfort zone. Nothing to do with any kind of career I've had before. No desk-bound stuff, nothing military. It's a physical job, and it's putting something back into the community, which I thought at my stage in life, I thought would be a good idea. And it's completely something different. I mean, I'm overqualified for the particular role. It's only part-time as well, because I don't want a full-time job, and I don't want a new career. I want something that I can, you know, dabble in. If I like it, brilliant, I'll stick with it. If I don't, I can walk away quite easily. I don't want anything that's going to consume my life and take it over like other careers have done. So, anyway, all I've done is apply for it. But, and we'll see how it turns out. I am overqualified, so I might get overlooked simply because of that. But who knows? If you hear nothing more about this, it means nothing happened. If I do get it, I'll let you know. Cheers, y'all. Anyway, what this video is about primarily is, it's another sad story, but it's one that affects all of us because it concerns a member of the Kilted Clan, one of us. Halloween Rock, HRock, Rock is his real name, in South Alabama. You guys know him. He sent loads and loads of stuff over, loads of merch, including, it's behind me somewhere here, Brody's police shirt, Amity, Chief of Police. He sent that shirt, amongst many other great bits of merch. And he's been a wonderful lad. And I think he's spent more time in the company of Kilt-Man than anybody else has. He's watched every video I've ever done. I mean, for that alone, raise your glasses yet again. HRock, you rule, sir. You're very sick as well if you're addicted to this ugly mush. But it's a great lad. And over the last few days, he's been messaging and leaving comments on the YouTube channel about his cat, the last of his cats, Angel who clearly was getting on a bit now. I think he said they got Angel. Angel arrived in their backyard back in 2011 as a kitten, and they took her on board. And so they're not really too sure how old she really was. But in the last couple of days, her health had really declined. The sight was going, her hearing was going, and her back legs were going to the point where she couldn't move. All she was doing was sleeping, and was obviously in some kind of pain as well. So he had to make that decision. He had to make that call to the vet, and then sadly drive her out there to the vet and discuss what the options were, in the full knowledge that there was only one option. So of course Angel was put to sleep, and as he wrote to me, he had to drive back with her and then bury her. So she's gone now. Angel is gone, and he's in a really bad way, and he's written extensively about it because he knows how much losing an animal companion has affected me in the past. You all know what happened to poor Roxy the Wonder Dog, who died at Christmas time, and I, for the first time ever in my life, had to make that call and have her put to sleep, which took place just over there, and with all the family around her. But she had Christmas, and she loved Christmas, loved unwrapping presents and bedlam everywhere. And even though she collapsed on Boxing Day in the cemetery, so her back legs had gone, which is, once that's happened in an animal, I'm afraid it is game over. It really is. And but I did a big video about that, memories of Roxy, and a big farewell to her, and the response from the Kilted Clan, and in fact many people around the world, in fact, who got in touch, sent us gifts and stuff. And it was just the sheer outpouring of affection, understanding and emotion really helped an enormous amount. And I want to extend that towards HRock as well, and to Angel. HRock and his wife have obviously, I don't like using the word pet, although to us, it's your pet, but we know it's much more than just a pet. Anyone that views an animal companion in their home, a fairy companion they share their life with, and by the way, it doesn't have to be fairy, it could be a snake, it could be a spider. Cristiano Dior, who we all know as well, keeps spiders and he loves them. So when he loses a spider, he genuinely feels a sense of grief and loss. On that note, I just want to say, if I suddenly leap a mile, it's because there is a spider running rampant in the kitchen right as we speak. Last sighting, scuttled round our cupboard here, and he was behind the Die Hard poster. 40 stories high with suspense, excitement and adventure on every level. Bruce Willis, Die Hard. It's behind, at least it was behind there somewhere. So if I suddenly go, it's because it's rather large, rather metallic looking, and it moves like lightning. And of course, there's our spider killer extraordinaire, our own cat, Wednesday, Wendy Woo, Woozies. Doesn't matter what you call it, doesn't react to any bloody name, but if you just slightly knock the fridge door, it could be 10 miles away, it'll be there within a nanosecond. It'll be in the fridge before you even opened it. Chicken, give me chicken now. Or these claws will come out. So we were dog people. Gotta be careful how you phrase that. We were dog people. I grew up with cats and dogs when I was a kid, and obviously they all went at some point. And then me and Mrs. Kilt-Man got together, and we had was hamsters and then dogs. We've had dogs. But then losing Roxy, you all know how I was. I vowed we'd never get another animal again. I couldn't face it. It literally, as I'm saying, they're more than just pets. They are a confidant. They are your best buddy. They're your companion. I think it is different between cats and dogs. Having had both, I understand the differences quite a lot. With a dog, you take the dog walking. The dog goes to the pub with me anyway, and gets to know everybody. Your cat, now, there's two ways of having a cat. One is like the cat is allowed the freedom of the house, but no more. Our cat doesn't get outside the house at all, the mansion. Now, that's not, I do feel slightly cruel about doing that, because she so clearly wants to go out, but we have main roads, we have lots of traffic, we have, in this neighbourhood, if you go on, you know, everywhere you live on social media, there's like a gossip page on social media, usually on Facebook, and the Wallasey gossip is awash with just cat's gone missing, cat's been found dead by the side of the road, cat's been squashed, oh, we just picked up a cat's badly injured. So like, she's not going out the house, no way on earth. But because we back on to the cemetery and we have a huge big garden with all trees and all that, we have lots of feline predators coming into our savannah of a back garden. And it was her birthday yesterday, and that big ginger monster, and I don't mean myself, that big ginger monster called Humphrey of all things, the longest cat in human history, or rather the longest cat in feline history. He's purely prehistoric. He's massive, and he teases her. He comes up to the window and he speaks to her, and she's all like, ooh, because she's only young and naive. He's a sex beast, and as most gingers are, and you know, he's just trouble. Well, so he comes calling, and he came calling on her birthday, and he was there this morning. But there's another couple of cats who come calling round as well. I mean, you're gonna get that. So you've got your indoor cat and you get your outdoors cat. And off they go prowling round, and they can come a cropper. I mean, that old phrase, curiosity killed the cat, it's the most perfect adage there is. They stick their nose in where it don't belong. They like to go to sleep under the warm undercarriage of a car, and the car takes off. Meow. Lots of bad things happen to cats because they just can't resist investigating. So we've got them all coming round, and they're all teasing our cat, but she ain't going out there. No. Cheers to all the cat lovers out there. So I say it's a different mentality when you've got a cat. But at the end of the day, when you're back home, you, your dog, your cat, your snake, your scorpion in some cases, your tropical fish, there's a camaraderie, there's a sense of like belonging. They're family. So you confide stuff in your animal, your companion, that you don't confide in maybe your human compatriots. They don't judge, they don't condemn, they just love unconditionally and with selfless devotion. I say selfless, but you know, they're in it for what they can get out of it as well. Food, oh, I love you, Dad, I love you, Dad. Chicken. 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 Don't forget I've got these. But it's all done out of love. No, cats are great. It's took a bit of a learning curve for us to adjust, because it's us adjusting to the cat. Not the cat, not the other way round. The cat's just took over the house completely. It's everywhere at once, and several times over. And the rampages it has, you know, and HRock's going to know all this. Obviously, when they get older, they slow down, and this is what happens. But we're going through that phase now where it's in everything. Whatever you're doing, it's doing it as well. It's always on the prowl. It barely ever sleeps, you know, and it's just endless fun, but it wears you out. Whereas your dog, you took the dog out, the dog would come back knackered, and like it'd be on the settee, but you'd have a couple of hours maybe of peace and quiet before the next, you know, sort of like, oh, I've got tons of energy, Dad. Let's go and play a game. Let's run on down the stairs. Let's fight, you know. And with the dog the size of Roxy, you know, you're going to come off worst. But it's all fun and games, and it's all, you know, it's a bond. And you go through life with the bonds with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, and with your animals. And because they give so much back, you know, often silently, but it's just there by being there. You've had a really shit day, you come home, and your animal companion is there waiting for you. Again, non-judgmental, not having a go at all. Feed me, and then I'll listen to your tales of woe. But H, you know, you saw the agony that I went through when Roxy went, and it's because, well, there's a lot of different reasons. I lost my best friend. That's the most overriding reason. And the days that, you know, it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen the way that it did, and it became traumatic. And the loss of her, and the fact that I made that call, which I've never done before, my guilty conscience keeps on coming back. I know I did the right thing at the end of the day, and so did you. You did the right thing there. You made the right call. Look, your animal companion will go to the ends of the earth with you. Your best friend won't do that. They will stay with you forever. They want to, and they tell you that with their eyes. But they hide their pain. But you know, there's a time when they just go, look, if you want me to stay, I'll stay. But really, my time is over. You can see that. I'll fight on, but if that's what you want me to do. But really, please, do the decent thing. And you did. You did the right thing. You can imagine nothing. The cruelest thing would be done out of love, to keep an animal that's actually in some kind of distress and pain just because you love them. Oh, I can't bear to let them go. And I know people who've done that. And of course, the suffering of those poor animals just goes on. But it's part of, you know, our weird conditioning. I can't bear to let go. I can't make that decision. It takes an enormous amount of strength to make that call. I know that. And yeah, I bet you're feeling some guilt over it, but also you must know you did do the right thing. Angel's not in any pain now. Angel literally is an angel now. And like all the other cats that you've had, and any pet you've ever had, and that goes for everybody, I firmly believe they don't go. I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in the biblical sense of heaven and a God, a deity, the Almighty. I don't believe it. But if you do, I am not going to question it at all. If you believe it, brilliant, then it's all true. But I do believe that whatever's inside us and every living entity goes on. Your body will corrupt, it gets older, it gets decayed. I mean, I'm looking at myself in the camera right now and like, oh, I do not like what I see. But what makes you goes on. And even people that, like Janet's, Mrs. Kilt-Man's mother, Betty, had dementia. My mother, Big Kilt Mama, got dementia. Varying forms. And they lose who you think they are. They begin to lose their minds and change personality. Well, we know all this. But I personally believe that no matter what condition you are in when you leave this realm of existence, the real core element will go on, and it is who you originally were. I believe that, because my mindset is that I can't think of any other option. People go, oh no, once your eyes shut, but when you die, by the way, your eyes don't tend to shut. If you die when your eyes are open, your eyes will stay open. You don't just go, like in TV soap opera movies, you go, ah. But you always see people go like, they shut the eyes. Because we don't like to look at dead eyes looking back at us. And that's a common thing. But, so I've had people go to me, oh, no, once you're dead, that's it, blackness, that's it. And they totally believe that. I think that's the saddest thing you could ever comprehend. That is it, it's game over. Their counter argument would be like, well, so you make every day count. I still believe in that. Why the hell not? I don't know what lies beyond. I do not. But I firmly believe something else does, that you go on. But I also believe that the power, this sounds soppy as hell, but the power of love is still there. So I always think that Roxy's beside me. And like, what the family don't realise, we have a little shrine to Roxy. She got cremated. Her ashes are in a tray underneath a lovely ornate box casket with their name, all over it, and we've got paw prints and all that kind of stuff. And there's poems and there's letters of people that's been sent to us, and pictures of it, portraits of Roxy, which people have got, commissioned. So it's a lovely shrine, and the cat pays a lot of respect to that shrine. Doesn't disturb it often, but every day at some point when it's just me in the room, I'll just lean over to the shrine and I'll talk to Roxy, because she's there. Her ashes are there. Her spirit's, well, beside me whenever necessary, and I'll tell her, what's on my mind, and I always apologise for, look, I know I said it never happened, but yes, I know there's a cat sleeping on the settee that you used to love. She's tearing the place up, she's nicking my socks like you used to do. She does. What you can't see, and what that spider's probably going to investigate very soon, I've got the socks all over the house, all the way down the stairs, on all the various landings. I've got a lot of socks. I've got a lot of Highland socks, big boot socks and all that. And the cat's, her new phase, her new fad is to rummage around in my socks and drag them everywhere. But Mrs. Kilt-Man likes to keep a clean house, but she's fighting a losing battle. She's living with me, and I'm the most sloppy, untidy bastard the world has ever known. But we don't like to move the socks because, she put it there, and she makes little nests. She sleeps in a different place during the night for however long that may be, an hour, 2 hours, perhaps tops, and then another rampage. But little nests in my socks. I'll be walking around barefoot soon because I've got no bloody socks left. But, I know I can put boots on, don't worry about it. Yes, I won't be barefoot, but you know what I mean. But cats are, they are a different breed altogether. Dogs are big, dumb, lovable rogues. I love you, Dan. I've got treats. And Roxy would stop everybody in the street. Everybody. Feed me. Because people would feed her. I've got a little treat in the bag. I'll have that. I've got half a hot dog here. Here. Can she eat that? She has. So Roxy would expect it of every single person. And believe you me, even people who, I've got nothing, they'd have to find something or go and buy something for it. But they would, because she was so adorable. And that's the character that these things have got. And cats are very aloof, they're very arrogant. But as H said, she'd always be there for him. Very sort of devotional, very loving, always on his knee and sitting beside him and all that. And as cats get older, that's what they're gonna do. That they're gonna slow down a bit, of course. I mean, the thing about Wednesday is that she's not at the stage where she'll sit on your lap. If she does, it's only sort of, I'm in passing, you're a stepping stone. Instinct tells me I should do this. 3 seconds, I'm off. This wasn't comfortable, you smell. So it's accidental sort of, look how cozy, look at this, you're doing the blowfiles, no, doesn't last long. But she will get to that stage. All cats seem to do that anyway, they slow down. I can't get to my usual perch, I'll sit on you for a while then if you don't mind. You do mind? Well, here, again, I've got these, remember, and they do that thing. She got me the other day, we were bringing shopping in, and yes, the famous Kilt-Man as the bags, yes, I know. William Wallacey, people, what I'm referring to there, the infamous picture. Anyway, we're bringing the bags in here, and I picked one of the bags up, and the cat leapt at the bag. Loves bags, they all love bags, loves to get in things, don't they? And her claws went straight through the bag, which not much of a barrier, I know, and she got me. You can't see, there's hardly a wound there, hardly a wound there, in that seam on your little finger. But the claw went right through, and oh my God, it was white hot flash of pain. I couldn't see for about 3 seconds. Like, ah! That was a pretty good version of Arnie's war cry in Predator, wasn't it? I wonder if a cat had got him. What we didn't see as he raised that flaming stave, you know, and caused the Yautja to battle Mano by Predo. It was a little kitty cat had actually snagged his bollock, and he'd gone, ah! That's what I was like. I dropped the bag, I stormed off, holding my finger like that, trying to staunch the flow of blood. I was like, oh God, that fucking hurt, that really fucking hurt. Of course, everyone else was just laughing their heads off, like, but it's all done out of love, isn't it? Oh, it is. But cats are a different kettle of fish. And they're delightful, they're fun. And the essence of what I'm saying is, like, HRock, we've all been there. We all know what you're going through. You know, I laid my heart absolutely bare. And he did say in comments and in an email to me, in which he showed 2 pictures of Angel hiding between an ancient archaic VCR and a DVD player. So this is one of her favourite perches, you know, to hide and just sit and watch, which the cats do. You can feel his eyes upon you. At the moment, I can feel 8 eyes upon me, lurking behind Mr. Bruce Willis over there, Mr. John McClane. They hide under things and they pounce, you know, and it's great. It keeps you on your toes. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, he said, well, he's been buying beer and hitting the old demon drink. Well, I'm not going to steer you away from that. I can't give any advice. I did what everyone knew I would do. I went absolutely off the rails. Off the rails for a good 2 months. Now I know I did videos and a lot of them probably seem, you know, half decent, even by my standards. You have no idea. January and February, I don't remember. I was absolutely blitzed, and I was going out and doing the Roxy walk with the lead wrapped round my fist, and going to all our haunts and talking to other dog walkers. And I'd be sitting on monuments where in the cemetery and the parks and that, like, and down the front, and just reflecting. But really what I was doing, I was wallowing in an absolute alcoholic morbidity and melancholy. I was. Now, I dread to think that HRock's going to go through the same sort of thing. I don't think you will, mate. You're a better, stronger person than me. I allowed it to consume me. And the thing is, I'd be the same again. When we lost Peppa before Roxy, and she collapsed. You know, again, you know all these. On New Year's Eve, she threw a massive fit. And she was getting older, and she was a big German Shepherd, and she was bigger than Roxy. She was huge, and she threw a massive fit. And I'm going to cut this short because I've told this story many times. In the end, she threw another fit, and she landed on top of me, and right behind us over here on our archaic oven, I was trapped beneath her, and she died in my arms. I've had a human die right next to me, violently, and who was a comrade. I tell you, as shocking as that was, but the thing is, you've got to, you can't just wallow in that. Hit you afterwards, obviously. But I found that one of the most traumatic things I've ever been through. In fact, if not the most traumatic thing I've ever been through. And I just wanted to give up. And I vowed then, I'll never do this again. I'll never get another dog. Never, can't do this. Never. But we did. We got Roxy. It took 7 years though to get over Peppa. And we got Roxy, and of course, you know what happened there. and you've all seen her. She's in many videos. And again, I went through the same thing. I'll never do this. I can't do this again. But the funny thing is that me and my daughter, we were determined to get another husky. If not a husky, a Malamute. If not a Malamute, an Eskimo dog. If not an Eskimo dog, a wolf. You know, it had to be a very stringent sort of quality. Pointy ears, big snout, big, wolf-like, pure apex predator. Had to be one of those, but cute at the same time. And it was Mrs. Kilt-Man that getting this cat is down to her, and it was not foretold, it was not foreseen, it was not on the agenda at all. But it has transformed all of us. My son was dead set against it, but he loves the cat now. And usually Lucy, my daughter, and the cat are inseparable. Where there's one, there's the other. They're always trotting around together. And the cat spends a lot of time throughout the night in Lucy's bedroom, protecting her. So it's wonderful. You know, their bond is absolutely, you know, really heartwarming. And that's the thing. That's the thing, folks. An animal, it makes you more human to have one around, because it unlocks those emotions which you keep bottled up. You know, oh, I'm big, tough. You know, I don't show any compassion. Bullshit. A little fairy creature comes close to you, pairs or puts its snout in your crotch. Suddenly, it's won you over. You're one of them now, or rather one of us. Big tough exterior, but you're gonna crack, you know. It's got a wags the tail in your face, drags its whiskers across your nose. Yeah, that's it. Game over, man. Game over. So, HRock, we all know what you're going through. We all know. And what's also great is about this sort of overarching situation. Okay, the channel is not huge. It is not huge. It'll never be huge. Many reasons for that. This being the main one, obviously. But the core element of our subscribership is all of you guys, the Kilted Clan. And over the years, you guys have got to know, well, not only me, but each other. Now, I know for a fact that on particularly Facebook, because I've got a lot of you members, subscribers, are friends of mine on Facebook, and we message each other and we talk to each other all the time. But I know that you've got to know other people who are from this channel, and you found each other on Facebook or whatever and become friends. Now, I know that. And you're probably all talking about me behind my back. That's fine, that's fine. Do you hear that shit he was banging on about today? Bloody hell, what's he on? God, if he mentions Marines one more time, like... I don't believe that's really whiskey he's drinking, you know. Well, it isn't. It's Sauvignon Blanc. It's not bad. It's not bad, you know. It's not bad. But it's great that the bond has become more tangible for a lot of you guys. So I know a lot of guys have spoken to HRock and extended their sympathies. And I know that, you know, we do it for other members as well. Members, like some kind of elite club. Some gentlemen's club. There are some gentle ladies, well, I've heard they're not so gentle, but who are part of the Kilted Clan. And isn't that great? You know, it's the more the merrier, I say. But the important thing is the essence. We talk as friends, you know, we share a lot of burdens and, you know, express our emotions. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a massively good thing. It's therapeutic. I totally, utterly believe that. You've seen me in absolute, really bad ways. You know, that's life, folks. It's life. I don't hide it away. I don't edit it down. You know, what you see is what you get. Okay, I took that video down the other day, but not because everything I said in the second or the latter third, which went on about other topics, I stand by everything I said there. For those of you who saw that, I totally and utterly stand by everything I said. But it didn't have a part in what the main video was about. And that was really stupid sort of self-indulgence, let myself go there. And I know people have said, well, I agree with everything you said. It's good that you say these things. No one else does. But it wasn't self-censorship. It didn't belong in that video about Martin and Sandra. It didn't belong there. So, and when I thought long and hard about it, I thought, I've ruined that myself. Personally, sometimes you've got to be your own self-editor. Having written books, I know it's the hardest thing to do is to edit what you've written. Sometimes you have to go and look with fresh eyes, get someone else to read it and go, well, that all this, you went on about this and this here for a page or two. Was that necessary? And you go, well, I love that. That's for you. But that's an essential part of the story I'm trying to tell. And they go, well, actually, it isn't. It isn't. You've gone on a massive sideline, which really, we don't need any further explanation or description. You've wallowed in that there. And you go, but it's painful to lose stuff that you've written. I would assume it's very painful to, an artist painting a canvas and that didn't really work, and then having to paint over a hand that went wrong, a horse in the background. I've given it 5 legs, or it's a very excitable horse. You've got to alter it. And I can imagine it's the same sort of thing, sort of self-censorship. With a lot of YouTubers, it's vastly different because they have the abilities to edit things out, which I don't have those abilities because I've chosen not to learn them, because it's also not part of my ethos. When I start yabbering on, it all comes from here and from here, and a lot of it comes out. You know what I mean? And but it's all part and parcel of what I do and why I do these things. So to edit things out, I think it would cheapen what I strive to do. I know it makes it more slick and probably more professional for other people's videos, but I watch some of those videos too, and I don't like them. You can see the edits, all the other film reviewers out there. It's so, needle drop and bullet points. It's just, I can't stand that. I hate it. They may have the passion there, but they're too clinical, and I like to ramble on and go off on tangents. That's all part of the fun of doing this sort of thing. If I was super slick, I would have stopped doing this by now. I'd have lost interest in the whole thing. If you've got to spend hours afterwards editing things and trying to make yourself look and sound even better again, then I'm afraid I'd be out. I'm not doing this crap. So usually what I say, I let stand, let it go. It's out there now, let it go. Be damned. But as I say, that video got took down because I made my own self-censorial and self-editing decision that the two things didn't gel together. It was a game of 2 halves, and the second half was righteous, justified, but it had played no part in what I've been discussing prior. So it's one of those things, folks. But anyway, again, whatever you've got. That looks awful, doesn't it? We have got proper wine glasses, but they're all kind of in cabinets and in boxes and locked away. So, so as inelegant as this looks, here's the bottle. I'll show you it now. I didn't even know we had this. I've got a horrible feeling that I'll get a bollocking of Mrs. Kilt-Man. That was a gift for someone. We're going to a party tomorrow night, and I'd be like, Sauvignon Blanc, Oyster Bay. I said Australia, didn't I? It's New Zealand. It's kiwi fruit. So there you go. Very nice it is too. I've been playing the score by Giorgio Moroder and title song by David Bowie for Cat People, Paul Schrader's 82 remake. And here is the end title to the Stephen King adaptation of Cat's Eye. Yes, it's all on purpose, folks. For cats, for Angel, for HRock, and Mrs. HRock as well. Cats are great. Vicious, predatorial, savage, ruthless, determined hunters. If that spider comes down, she'll have it. And like all cats, it's instinctive. They toy with their victims, they play with them, you know. They give them a chance to get away and then pounce again. She sets her paws up so a spider runs from one paw to the other. She's like playing like Atari, you know, Atari tennis game. The poor spiders, it must go, it's going through hell. I just want to live. I don't want to hurt anybody. Fuckers have bitten me on the back of both legs, the same place on each leg. And you know how badly that happened. I've been in jungles, never got bitten at all. Here, everything gets me, you know? HRock, mate. This stuff, you've got people who are going to tell you it's not the answer. It's an answer, not the answer. Whatever it takes to get you through, whatever it takes. And you're going to go for the same thing that I did as well. Never again, can't do this again. And I'm not trying to force any issue here. You may well find that you need another animal around you. Now I know these cats, I think they all found you, didn't they? I don't think you picked any of them. They all arrived with you and chose you. So it'll happen again. Be open to it. But I'm not gonna. Everyone's different. You can't replace your best mate. You can't do that. But as everyone tried to tell me, you know, you gave her the best life. Him, her, whatever, the best life. Remember that. And one chapter closed. I think I even used this analogy myself in my big farewell to Roxy. So like, one chapter ends, another one begins. So you've got that in your memories and in the novel of your life. That chapter's there. But don't write off any other chapters. Anything could happen. I'm not saying we won't get another dog. I think it'd be difficult to do so now because the cat's got so much paws under the table and everywhere else. And so to bring a dog into this environment now would be very difficult to do. Not impossible, could happen, but we shall see. But H, you know, don't shut off the option of more fairy companions. They are, in most cases, far better, far more benevolent, compassionate, devoted, and patient than any human friend you'll ever have. Trust me on that. Well, folks, I've finished that now. Well, not quite. Got a lot to do. I'm going to cinema, so I've got to fly. Right, HRock, all the best, mate. We're all with you, all of us, and so many of us out there know exactly what you're going through. So, you know, you're not alone, mate. You're not alone. So, in the meantime, and this ever, let's get back on track. Freedom Friday in between time. Please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all. Film review, score review. Then I'm going for a poo. Hey! There's a lot more to come, Hopefully I'll get through a bit more today, but I've got to get going now. So be happy, be safe, be yourselves, and misbehave if you get the option. I've used the word option quite a bit, haven't I, in this video? Hate that. Repetition. I hate repetition. Repeating myself. I hate repeating myself. Going on and on and on and on about the same thing, using the same words, the same stuff. Repetition. I hate repetition. Repeating myself. I hate